Hey folks, this is Alan, and I'm going to go over the Training Mask 2.0 and Alan's Garage, where we talk about fitness equipment, and the crazy stuff people will do to get healthy and stay fit. And hopefully we'll find some good advice in here somewhere. I'm just an average fitness guy, and if you follow my Instagram, you know that I like fitness and martial arts and stuff. So first, I use this 4 days a week for about 20 minutes for 3 weeks, and that's what I use to test this out. Now, I'm not a scientist. I don't have scientific equipment. I could test my heart rate and give you my own personal opinion on how hard I was working. Training Mask 2.0, it is an authentic training mask. It does have little triangles in there to let you know that it was manufactured by the company. Yeah, there you go. You can see it right there. And you know, my little booklet has the hologram on there in the top right corner right there. So that was one of the things. It is an authentic thing. It's set at 9,000 feet of elevation. Yes, so it is set at the 9,000 feet of elevation setting for resistance. Now, this product is not endorsed by me. I spent my own money on it. I wanted to find out if it worked. So I use this 4 days a week, 20 minutes for my warm-up kata before I work out. And my first use, I was at 160 BPM. And that was brutal. It was 70 degrees in my garage, and I was sweating like it was 105 outside. I was sweating, I was breathing super hard. I only did 7 forms, and like I didn't want to keep going from a workout. I mean, I thought that was the end of my workout because it was so hard. It did drop eventually after a few weeks of use, so I'm down to 140 BPM, which is right where I want to be for my warm-up, in that range, because without this mask I only do 120 BPM. So I have been running during the use of this, so my run time has not decreased any. I will say that it hasn't decreased, but my distance has increased. My legs get tired instead of my lungs, so definitely got some room for improvement in. Okay, this is not an altitude simulator. It's a breathing inhibitor. It does not simulate altitude as an altitude oxygen mixer. This is altitude resistance, so it makes it harder to breathe, which makes it a breathing inhibitor. So it does do that. It's really hard to breathe. So I get up close. Like, I barely have this thing on. I'm holding it with just a really light touch. You know, you can stick your finger in there. Even with my finger right here, the whole thing just, I mean, you can feel it putting in a lot of resistance. So it is a breathing inhibitor. It makes it hard to breathe. When you use this, it feels like you're working against everything that you have. When I do kata in the morning, after a couple of cups of coffee, I'm waking up, you know, it's time to work out. I feel sluggish, I feel slow when I'm wearing this thing. I feel like I'm sitting in a pool of water working out, even though I'm not. It's all about my oxygen intake and how hard my lungs are working, and that effect. So it really does pull you down and play on you and your fitness level, especially if you're not used to using something like this. By the time I get done with my kata, I've probably already worked out 2.5 hours in class. So my class is where I guess all this stuff counts, because that's where it gets put to the metal. I'm less fatigued by the end of the class. I'm less wore out. I don't feel like I'm working as hard as I used to. And that might also be just conditioning from being in the class for a few years. A couple of years, actually. I think it's about 2. But still, there might be just some conditioning in there, but this makes it feel like I'm definitely surpassing that fatigue level that I used to have by the time I got done. On the other note is when we do forms and stuff in class, they feel like nothing. Like I'm not doing the hard work that I was doing. I'm not doing the extra excessive work that came with doing forms. So even sparring, we sparred a couple days ago, and I sparred 3 rounds. It was like 2 or 3 minutes around, and I could have just kept going. I could have done 2 more rounds, and that's completely unlike me. I mean, I could go 3 rounds, and I was tired. I would be hurt. I would be tired. I wouldn't want it anymore just because my energy level sucked. And I'd be terribly winded. I couldn't get my wind back, kind of thing. Not saying I was out of shape, but I spar. It's not point sparring. It's brawling. So it's like brawling, but karate style. So, but I had 2 more rounds of me easy, and then we did forms afterwards, and boom, boom, boom. They felt super easy. I wasn't winded. One of those feelings where it felt like all the water that had been holding me back had been lifted, and I was like, wow, these things are really easy. I'm not putting in all this extra effort that I have been. So that's it. If you have the money, if you catch this thing on sale, I'd totally pick one up, because if you're into just taking yourself up to that slightly next level, this is going to be perfect. I mean, if this was cheaper, I would say go get one, because they're expensive, and I just happen to have the money to do it. This thing is expensive. It cost a lot of money. Picked mine up on sale. That's why I got it, because they've got a newer one out, and I don't know how much better this is compared to the one I... Just remember that it's not an altitude mixture simulator. This is a breathing inhibitor, and yes, it works to an extent as a breathing inhibitor. That's it for now. Stay tuned. I got dumbbells, got a power rack, probably some other stuff coming up as soon as I figure out what else I need to do reviews on. I'll probably even go over a couple of apps that I've seen online for fitness stuff that are really good, just for simple users to advanced users, depending on your skill of workouts. So stay tuned and stay fit, stay healthy.